I can answer that from just an Australia Council perspective. I think on one level it's a problem that needs to be solved, and so that way of working with governments where if you help solve a problem, then you're more likely to get funding. And I think the problem is that it's not known yet how broadband is going to be used, and that the arts are one of the ways, education and the arts are the two that are bandied around as the two broad areas that can use broadband really effectively. I think the Australia Council will have grants for pilot programs in the first instance, and so it's really just some projects that can show how it'll be used and to see some projects realised. I don't think in terms of the KPIs or return on investment, it will be much more than saying let's get a project up and that may involve multiple partners or a community or a project, just to see it realised as a pilot. I think it's at that stage still. I don't think it's particularly advanced. Yeah.
Can I just say, I can see so much potential in the area, but just speaking from very small not-for-profit contemporary art space, a lot of it's not as simple as just rolling out material, and I guess we're also very wary of just flogging marketing. So we've had many conversations at Westspace about how do we use these different forums, and it's definitely not as simple as just rolling out the same material. And our Facebook community we use a very, very different tone, and it's very, very different content to the type of material we put on our website. So everything is a really nuanced approach to content. So it's just there's so much potential, but it's like dealing with rich media or building really nuanced content takes huge amounts of time and effort and thought. So it's just I feel like there is a bit of maybe pressure, whether it's soft or hard, for organisations like Westspace to really be right out there in the kind of online environment and tweak this and do this and everything. But I think we're always very careful about what does our community want? How do we work with our content in a really meaningful way? And how do we, you don't want to have this kind of marketing fatigue where everything's just kind of constantly flogging, and there's this endless sort of noise about stuff. So it's interesting. I think it's full of potential and so nuanced and so interesting. But for us, particularly, a tiny organisation, not a lot of staff, we have to sort of tread really carefully in terms of how we manage the kind of content that we're putting out there.
I suspect that's a really good place to end on. I think it is around the right audience for the right sized organisation and the right product. Hopefully from the research that we've shown you and the website, it'll help make some of those decisions.